All right, everyone, here we go. How about 3 quick cards and a bottom card with me? These always end up being a lot of cards. I just wanted to do some quick, easy readings today on January 31st and the month. You know, it's been a long month for me. This month has felt like a year with everything going on, mostly offline. Mostly y'all don't know about it all, but Jesus, what a month. I just thought some fun readings today. The universe is chatty. It's got other ideas, so I promise you there's going to be a fuck of a lot more than 3 quick cards. All right? Well, anyway, I asked the universe. I said, tell me, I thought we'd do a little fly on the wall, but I thought I'd throw a twist on it. You know, I asked what's going on the other side, on the runner's side, but I also asked about how that energy relates to the divine feminine, to the non-runner side, to you guys, you know, the viewers, if you will. Okay, well, my pre-shuffle's right here. I did a pre-shuffle. I got an 8 of Wands as the first card. We'll talk about that in a second. This is a general reading. It's no astrology here. It's just energy reading. I'm doing what I do. Okay, I love these. That's why I love the all signs readings, and I love these. I'll tell you, because it's what I do. General reading, it may or may not resonate with you, but believe me. If your person has a life on the other side, this should resonate with you, no problem. Whether they're married or not, it doesn't matter. General reading may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve's Love Tarot, you found it for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. Okay. Let me move these a little bit. Okay. I have a place for Steve hand, right? My pre-shuffle here. So what's going on? A little fly on the wall on the other side. Now normally when I do that, it's for someone whose person's married and we get all kinds of towers and death cards. It's over, it's done, it's this and that. But then I threw the universe a twist. I said, so how does it relate? How does what's going on in their life right now, how does the divine feminine tie into that? Okay. Now I got what should be a simple card. The 8 of Wands. It's communication. You know, there's a pretty picture for you, and the energy is, yes, passionate forward movement. It's a card of communication. Stand by your phone. Okay. But there's several energies attached to this. You're causing the divine feminine on your person's side, okay, on your person's side, your energy, your existence, the soul connection that happened, the soul recognition that happened, is causing them to want to do this toward you and want to talk to someone else too, or something else, or to themselves, if it's just a behavior within themselves that's caused you guys to be apart. Crossing it is the 9 of Swords, my discombobulated critter right there. It's pacing the kitchen at 2 in the morning with a bottle of whiskey, basically, as I always say. When I get 9 swords crossing 8 wands, I get someone, yeah, they're overthinking a little bit, but they got a lot on their plate, okay? Emotionally, a lot on their plate. Right here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to go into the usual amount of cards here in the pre-shuffle. I got the Hermit, which is, I'll just lay these out. 8 of Wands crossed by the 9 of Swords. I got a Hermit crossed by the Magician. And then I got 9 Wands, that persistent energy that kept coming in and coming in the February readings, crossed by 4 Wands. And as a sort of overall energy type thing, the last card in that I can go as far as I can go, this is actually a little further than I should go, but I'm going this far because the energy goes this deep. I have a Fool. Okay? There's several energies here. Somebody's really worried about communicating, but it's twofold. In other words, they might be, if they're married, they might be worried about communicating something to that person. They've changed. Okay, so let's cover the married people first, because that's a layer in the energy. Energy's always in layers. Or they're in a relationship with somebody else, or they have a controlling family. Okay, anything besides just themselves. Okay, they're worried about communicating. They're worried about communicating that they've changed. That now that their soul is awake, it's a bit like their soul energy has been caged, as I often say. It's different than the 3D person, than the ego energy in the brain. So it's like, I gave the analogy once, it's like they're a hippy-dippy free spirit in the soul, but in the 3D, in the brain, in the ego, they are very well spoken, and they're very proper, that kind of person. It's that kind of situation. I'm not saying that's your person, so don't hit your stop. Oh, that's not my person. You know, no, I'm just giving you an example. Okay, so they're having a difficult time. They're really worried about communicating the changes that they've gone through, because whatever it is long term, and it's something here. This energy, this Nine of Wands, is the persistent energy of this soulmate connection. Basically, if they're married, they want out, okay? But at the same time, they're worried about the other person's reaction. On the flip of that, they're also worried about your reaction to them coming in, because a lot of time has passed. And I see that here. Everybody's wounded. Everybody's tired, okay? It's a persistent energy. It's been going on and on and on and on and on. And this person is stubborn as fuck. On the flip of that, if your person isn't married or in a relationship, they live alone by the airport with Cheetos and a cat, right? They live on Cheetos, a cat, and tap water. They live by themselves, sit around in their underwear all day. Oh, it's like my dream retirement. If that's the case, they're worried about the changes happening within them and how it might change their life. This person's a worry wart. Okay, they're a worry wart. They see it as a risk to come toward the soulmate connection, yet they are driven to do that. And you know, this is just the pre-shuffle. This is just what the universe kind of had to say, sort of, maybe. You know, 3 cards and a bottom card. Let's go. All right, tell me about the pre-shuffle, universe. Let's go. Let's give the deck a shuffle. Worried about communicating this and communicating that, and just communicate. I love the Eight of Wands. It's one of the rarest cards to come out of the deck in this soulmate cycle. You know, the most common we see is the King of Wands, or the Queen of Wands, Fakey McFakerman, or the Burger King. We see the Emperor a lot, you know, all that kind of stuff. But we don't see the Eight of Wands very often, and it's been popping up here as we head into February, and for good reason, because it's time to shit or get off the pot. It's been a while. For some of you, this is old energy. It was old energy when I first got to YouTube. It's still old energy. So let's do a little fly on the wall and keep your energy tied to it and see what the universe tells us. All right, it's going to go either way here in the main reading. It might just want to talk about the energies around your person. It might throw you in the mix. I don't know yet. I don't know what the fickle old gal universe is going to do. I do know that all of your people need to let go of something. The Two of Wands, they need to let go of something. It's time for them to move to a new level in life, a whole new world, if you will. It's time. The time is now. Will they? I don't know. With 9 swords crossing 8 wands, somebody overthinking this to death. Remember, we're doing a fly on the wall. I said this can go either way. 3 swords. 3 swords about what? What's our center card? Our center card is crossed by the Two of Wands I just showed you. Yeah. The Ace of Cups. Yes. What have we been talking about? We've been talking about somebody on the other side not living life by the cup, living life by the pentacle. And that's a problem. It's causing them a lot of pain, holding on to all this fucking love here in this cup. I knew this was going to be a 400 fucking card reading. I should just change the title, 400 cards and a whole bunch of bottom cards. What's the last one out here? Yeah, the Hierophant. There it is. It's both. Both energies came in. Your influence, and it's like this. And this Two of Wands is crossing the Ace of Cups, as I said. It's like this. This is what the energy's doing. It's like energy kung fu. It's going around and round. Everybody with kung fu fighting. Them cats was fast as lightning. Round and round and round. This is the energy. It's you. It's your influence. And it's like your person is like, oh my God, I have this soul connection and I blew it off. I blew it off to make it work with something. But then, you know, there's no love there. Something hurt this person on their side. We get that all the goddamn time, and it did. And whatever it was something that they thought was the real deal. They thought it was. but there's this love here. Your energy's attached to this. Also, the energy of what's going on the other side is attached to this. It's the thing they need to let go of is the thing they need to go toward. The thing they need to let go of is no love. Sealed cellophane on that cup. What they need to go toward is love. Because I got the Three of Swords here. This, you don't get normally it's 3 swords through a heart. But in the animal deck here, it's not even a heart anymore. It's been ripped to shreds. This tells me, as the Light Seer deck, 3 of Swords, tells me with its 2 slashes through the heart, that something hurt this person on their side. The very thing that hurt them is what they stuck with. And then they got hurt again by not going toward the cups, which is what they were supposed to do. Okay? And now we got to pull some additional cards. Jesus Christ, that drives me crazy. All right. Okay. Pull on the 3 of Swords. I heard everybody say it. Pull on the 3 of Swords. I would pull on the 3 of Swords. Yep, we are. We're going to pull the shit out of it. In fact, I'm going to pull 4 cards on the 3 of Swords. 4 cards and a bottom card. I know it's a 3-card reading, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. Now I want to know. I got a little soap opera on my table here. It's better than what's on TV. My wife in the other room watching old game shows on one of them networks. I don't know what, a game show network or some shit like that. I don't want to sit in there and watch that. I'd rather watch this. So I came here and did this reading. What do we got here? 3 swords. Tell me about the 3 of Swords. Let me focus for a second. I want to make sure I give you a good reading here. Not the shit I usually do. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, man. I see the bottom card. Oh, man. This is going to be bloodbath. 8 of Swords. 7 of... What did I say? I said it's going... I said it. You heard me. I haven't looked. I don't know what's here, but I sure know what's coming up. 4 of Pentacles. And crossing the 8 of Swords. It is kind of... It is, because crossing the whole thing is the 10 of Wands. I don't know if that's on camera. Yeah, there it is. 10 Wands. So we just pulled on the 3 of Swords. And this is the little mini reading we got here. What's under this 10 of Wands? What is this? Yeah, your energy shows up. It's all, your energy's all about this. I've added it as an ingredient to the reading. You're like the chocolate chips and the chocolate chip cookie that is this reading. It's not a chocolate chip cookie without the chocolate chips. It's just a cookie, you know. You're here, and so is something else. And you're causing the burden heavy on their mind. I don't mean to phrase it that way. You're not a burden to anyone. You're the wish that they're overthinking. And this person here, this 3 of Swords, is because this person was supposed to move to a new level. This is a spiritual connection. They got, basically it's like someone who, however they're living on the other side. However they're living their life, by themselves at the airport with the Cheetos and the cat, living my dream retirement, or they're married, or they got a controlling family that puts expectations on them, whatever the fuck it is. It was past its expiration date. That as soon as you came in, as soon as you two had soul recognition, it was time for them to jump ship on that, see something fantastic, and go for it. They didn't. And because they didn't, they tuned as the driving cat their car right off the damn road to destiny and got themselves into a tower. What happened, basically, is where they're at right now, is realizing their own deception, which is causing overthinking. You know, they are overthinking this, and I said that before, with that, especially with the 9 of Swords crossing the 8 of Wands that we opened with. Right here, I've got, basically to show it to you, I've got the 4 of Pentacles crossing the 7 of Swords. If your person is married, I'll give it to you 2 ways. If your person is married and they seem to want to stay in that situation, they're staying in it because they fear lack. They fear loss of money or loss of prestige or some sort of image they're trying to protect. It could be any of that. Either way, whatever it is they're fearing that they're going to lose, fear of lack, they're fooling themselves. The 7 of Swords is here. They're sabotaging. They're shooting themselves in the foot. They're killing themselves of happiness. The very thing they manifested in you is sort of the spanner in the works, as they say. You know, it's causing them to really overthink. They feel trapped, and because they feel trapped, which is an illusion, by the way, which is also deceptive. It's also deception because they're not trapped. The 8 of Swords were never trapped. you can get right out. Right? No problem with the Eight of Swords. It's always nonsense. But because they feel trapped, it's causing them to just sit in the thorns, as I say. And that is causing a burden here. So now, I think they're going to get out of it. I think with the Star card here, this is the universe saying they're going to figure it out. With the Star card bookending the Eight of Swords, this is far more powerful. Okay? It's like, you know, they're going to snap out of this. In fact, I think they are, because I'm going to pull on the Hierophant right now. And I'm just going to do a regular pull on the Hierophant. A couple cards off the bottom and a crossing card. Let's see why the Hierophant's here. Tell me about the Hierophant. The same applies if your person's not married, okay? I said I'd give it to you two ways. It's the same thing. You know, they're afraid they're going to lose their lifestyle, or they're going to, you know, they're just afraid to lose what they've got. I don't understand that. It could be independence, right? It could be. It's very strange. People get set in their ways, okay? They always do. You know, and when you're in a relationship, if you think about it, if you're set in your way, you got your little apartment, you're doing your thing every day. If you're in a relationship, if you fall in love with somebody, that can mess that all up. Maybe, you know, it's stupid. Whatever it is, they're shooting themselves in the foot of happiness. They're killing it. Why is the Hierophant here? Tell me about the Hierophant. This ought to be good. I can't wait to see why the Hierophant's here. Oh man. Okay, if your person, most of you, I'm getting an energy here that most of your people are in some kind of relationship with somebody else. I am still talking to the people where their person lives alone by the airport with Cheetos and the cat. But whatever, if that's the case, they're arguing with themselves. Their soul is in a battle with their ego. Okay? The soul and ego are in a civil war with one another. And the soul always wins in the end. But sometimes it wins with regret in missing out on things. And I'm afraid this person, with this Eight of Swords, they need to snap out of that shit. I think they will with the Star bookending it. Anyway, crossing the Hierophant, for those of the rest of you where it's a controlling family or some sort of marriage, it's the same shit we always get. It's the Five of Wands, okay? They're still sort of in an argument with themselves. They're sitting in the thorn. They're suffering through it. In other words, it's something they suffer through. They don't like it anymore. They're not given to it anymore. They find any excuse to pick a fight or do something else or distract themselves with something else. The good news is fives in the tarot are temporary. Okay? It's temporary. They're always temporary. Like the Five of Wands is nonsense, misunderstanding, easily straightened out. This tells me it's temporary. They can't sit in the Three of Swords too much longer. What's on top? What's on top of the Hierophant? Yep, it's just what I told you. They can't sit in it too much longer. That's why the readings that we're doing, like the February readings, are coming out the way they are. This is soon. This is my flux capacitor right here. It's lit. The DeLorean's going 88. You know, the shit's lighting up. The lights are flashing. Everything's happening. It's very soon here. They're done. This connection has awakened this person, but this person is prone to self-sabotage, lying to themselves. This person's a carpet sweeper who fears the darndest things. They actually fear losing shit. Imagine they do live alone in a little tiny apartment, 120 square feet, little closet by the airport that rattles every time a plane goes off. And they eat Cheetos and drink water, and they have a cat, maybe 10 cats. You know, and they're afraid of losing that. Okay? They're actually, this person can talk themselves into things like it's unreal. The dialogue, especially with this Five of Wands here, because it's always nonsense, right? It's always nonsense. It's the same reason, it's the same thing for those of you where the person's married. They're actually fearing losing something that's shit. And it's probably, you know, for a lot of them, I pick up an energy of core programming, like their parents teach them this and all this stuff. Usually in kids where mommy and daddy was divorced. If your person's married to somebody, right, and they're not happy, and their parents got divorced, okay, usually what happens is it creates an abandonment issue because the parents never handle that shit right most of the time. Keeps therapists in business anyway. This person here sees divorce as a failure, rather than realizing that the real failure is staying in something that makes them this way, okay? So they're waking up to that. Very soon, they're all done with that. That's why the February readings are coming out the way they are. The energy is set, okay? It's set. I did a cure for cancer reading earlier, which are basically all signs, because I'm checking out the hot spot of the connection, doing a flyover on it. And it showed that. It showed that the energy is ready to go. I believe we even got a flux capacitor in that reading. The Ace of Pentacles, they are, again, this person's very pentacle focused. There's that fear of lack energy again. There's that fear of loss. Something about Pentacles here. What's the last card out? 10 Swords. Yeah, it's 10 Swords. It's over. Whatever is going on their side is over, and there also is a fear that of you being over. It's a double fear. I gotta pull on the 10 of Swords now. I'm gonna switch decks. I got drawn to the Light Seer deck. Pull on the 10 of Swords, Steve. Pull on the 10 of Swords. Okay, because there's two energies attached to this 10 of Swords. It's an ending for one thing and basically a reconciliation for another. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. For some of you, it's an ending for you and your soulmate connection and a reconciliation with this shit. Because this is all this person knows. Okay? It's all they know. There's a repeating message in the energy of, this is how we do it. This is how we do things. You know, it's almost like somebody who's been programmed by their family to just go along with traditions and things along those lines. Yeah, okay. That's great. You know, it's not how I want to live my life, but I don't judge other people. If that's what they are, that's what they are. To each his or her own. But for some of you, yeah, it's an ending for you and a new beginning for whatever this Three of Swords is, a whole new round of that. But for a good number of you, this is an ending to whatever is long-term on their side, in spite of their worry about loss of money and things like that, and a new beginning for you. Since there's two energies attached to the 10 of Swords, I want to pull on it. And I'm getting a fresh deck to do it here. What's the 10 of Swords here about? The universe is chatty today. I just wanted an easy day. I didn't want any complex readings today. That new moon reading drained me yesterday. It was unreal. All right. Why is the 10 of Swords here? All right. Why? Oh, good Lord. Okay. Yeah, the 5 of Cups. Okay. Good news here. This proves what I just said. Doesn't tell me which side is which yet, but it does prove what I said. 5 of Cups. 3 cups down, 2 cups standing. It's an ending for one side and a reconciliation for another side. Because the 10 of Swords resets to an Ace of Swords. The real card that's going to matter here is what this next card is. It's confusing still. It's the 3 of Cups. For most of you, what did I say? Rewind. I said 3 cups down and 2 cups standing. The 2 cups are your soulmate connection. For most of you, it's a reconciliation with the 3 cups, is what it's saying. It's what it's saying. Not, I don't know. Let's see. Let's find out. The Knight of Swords. Bottom card is the 7 of Pentacles. In the current energies right now, this person is just too much in their head. They are too much in their head. There's a reconciliation here. It's 3 cups. 3 cups down here. This card, I would have wanted a 2 of Cups there. I got a 3 of Cups. The Knight of Swords, that doesn't mean this card's headed your way. This card is communication with you, which they're worried about. At the bottom of the deck, crossing the 10 of Swords, is the 7 of Pentacles. You've planted some seeds in this person, but for a good number, I'm going to pull a percentage here. I don't think it's most of you. I don't know why the universe gave 3 cups here. I'm going to pull a percentage, and we're going to see. But your connection has planted some seeds here. It's the cause of all of this. For a good chunk of you, they are coming towards you, though. They're coming towards you to talk to you anyway. Okay, I'm going to pull it from here. Let's take a look. Give me a percentage here. I'm going to pull on the 3 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, 3 of Cups right here. Okay, tell me about this 3 of Cups. What is this? I'm going to pull a percentage, but I'm going to hope we get a little side reading with it. But to pull a percentage, I asked the universe what percentage of the people are not going to come toward the soulmate connection. Okay, so I pull on the negative. And then I keep pulling cards until I get minor arcanas. We add up the minor arcanas, but the other cards form a reading. All right, so let's see. Let's see, just for fun. It's hard to do with this many people watching out here in the public reading, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm crazy like that. I'm just going to pull it right here. There's my there's my Two of Cups I wanted. And Temperance. That's it. That's it. Okay. That's strange. Because that says 2% are not going to come towards you. Plus or minus either way, 3. So now I need to pull. I don't have... I got Temperance here. Where did I see Temperance? Hold on. And Temperance here. At the top. I knew I saw Temperance somewhere. I ended up with Temperance in both places and the Two of Cups. The universe is very confusing today. Look, this is why energy is tough to read. This is your connection. This is the angel energy of your connection. This is not angel energy here and on the other side. Oh, okay. I see why the universe gave me the Three of Cups. They're coming toward you to open up, but it's almost like, I don't want to say hedging their bets. That's kind of cruel and kind of mean. It's not really hedging their bets. They almost want to have their cake and eat it too and see what it might be like with you, but still keep their life the way it was. Whether they're with somebody or single or not, it doesn't matter. It's about keeping your life the way it was. It's a bit like going and renting a house somewhere, but you keep your old apartment too, just in case it doesn't work out. Or you go move in with a boyfriend or girlfriend, right? But you keep your old apartment in case it doesn't work out. Then you got some place to go back to and you don't have to go live with mommy and daddy for a little while. It's that kind of energy because they're coming for a reconciliation. Also, it tells me if your person is married, they are likely, in a lot of cases, to reconcile with that person, but it's not going to last. It's going to amplify the power of your connection. This is your angel energy of your connection, twofold, okay? Either way, it looks like they're coming towards you. Now, I need to pull... If this reading's getting crazy, I told you it would be at the beginning. The universe has a lot it wants to say. Okay? And it's interesting that I got the percentage off of your connection. The universe seems convinced that they come towards you one way or another anyway. Okay? It seems convinced of that. But especially by pulling that card. I'm going to actually pull on the Three of Cups. Alright? Right now. Tell me about that Three of Cups. I told you. 3 quick cards and a bottom card, he said. Yeah. Just a simple reading, no problem. We'll just go online and pull a quick reading. I'll be done in a minute. Okay. Right. Why is the Three of Cups here? Happens every fucking time. And it's hard energy to read. You know, it's not about the cards. I threw that card, I threw that Three of Cups down, and I thought, shit, they're going to reconcile with the other side or keep their life the same. That's kind of what it implies with the Five of Cups here, which is 3 cups down. This is standing the 3 cups back up, but it doesn't matter. Your connection is so powerful with this person that it just knocks them back down again real quick. So it's almost like, for those of you where they do reconcile with the other side, it doesn't last very long, like a week maybe. 2 weeks on the upside. It's a big mistake. When you're already in pain, it's why people, for example, that remarry, right? They divorce and then they get back together and remarry, and then they try to relive the honeymoon and all that stuff. It's never the same. Why? Because they probably never addressed all the pain that was there before and water under the bridge, and most of them just end up getting divorced again. Because it's just not the same. The core energy is the same, but the surrounding energy is different. Alright. Why is the Three of Cups here? Boy, you really want me to shuffle, don't you? I'm running out of things to tell people. Ah, I see. Yeah. Well, I can just read it from the bottom if I want. The King of Swords. He's got the rainbow sword here. This is the rainbow right here that's on the table. And also the rainbow is here. The rainbows always represent you here on the table. And that's that. That's the happiness. This is unhappiness, whatever it is on their side. Living alone with Cheetos and cats and water, or married. Or a family that dumps expectations on them and they have to stick with tradition because this is how we do things, right? Whatever it is, that's the unhappy. It doesn't last long, even if they do. And it's a small percentage of them that don't come towards you. The Two of Cups, very strong here, and with 2 temperances on top of that. Let's see. King of Cups, Knight of Wands. I'm pulling on the 3 of Cups. Okay, I need more info on that. The King of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Hanged Man. And at the bottom, I already showed you the King of Swords, and underneath that is a rainbow. It's too choppy on the other side. You're the rainbow. You're the smoother waters. Okay? Regardless of what happens here, there isn't a circumstance where you don't hear from this person, or at the very least, they don't regret the fuck out of, if they don't come towards you, they don't regret the fuck out of it. Okay? It's a very strong connection with 2 angels falling here, 2 temperance cards. Extremely strong connection. When I pull on the 3 of Cups specifically and try to pinpoint the energy, I get the King of Cups with the Hanged Man. It's someone who is realizing that whatever they've got on their side is not love. It's not enough. It's not good enough. So right here in the middle, I get the Knight of Wands, a brave, passionate, impulsive action, crossed by the Page of Cups, which again is, it's someone tail between, these 2 cards together are someone charging in with the tail between their legs who can get out quickly. It's the same kind of message I got for the February readings, sort of rolled into one. It's someone who, at the very least, if your person is like married, for example, they might say, well, we'll give it one more try. I'm just going to try it one more time. But that one more time literally lasts hours instead of days, weeks, and months. It's the King of Swords doesn't take shit. And look at what's trying to creep out. As I grab the card, look, I'll show it to you. Can you see there's a card here that kind of stuck out as I picked up the deck? That happened by accident. There are no accidents. There are no coincidences. Look at what it is. Look at what it is. It's an Ace of Swords. That's what it is. It's the card that is going to define the next 18 months of your life. Your life and theirs. It's Archangel Michael's Sword of Truth. And Archangel Michael has sobered up from the bar. He's had enough of this fucking nonsense bullshit, and he's ramming it up everybody. He's outside. He's not even ramming it up people's asses. Archangel Michael's outside in the bar parking lot with his sword, just chopping heads off left and right. It is literally right here, and it is a King of Swords crossing it, basically, like that. It doesn't last long. So for a good chunk of you, they are coming towards you. This Knight of Swords tells me that. And if they do go with the other person, they get out quick. Because they're going to see it's the same shit and they just end up sitting in it. But that's what happens, you know, when we reconcile over and over and over again. We have that honeymoon period. But this is a very short honeymoon. This is very short. So when I pulled the percentage, the universe said, as far as whether or not you hear from this person or whatever, you know, again, it's literally 2% don't want the soulmate connection over what they got. It's a very small number. Plus or minus 2 or 3, you know, 2%. I mean, we can take it to 100%. I think all of them, I'll be honest, I think it's 100% that would prefer the soulmate connection over what they've got on their side. They're just afraid and overthinking. They're overthinking and they're afraid of loss. A fear of lack is very strong in the energy. Someone needs to figure it out, and they will. With 2 temperance cards here, they certainly will. They'll figure it out, and they'll open up. Someone needs to figure out that Pentacles are not where it's at. It's not enough once you've had a spiritual awakening. It's not. And this person's completely different now. They've changed. I got the 2 of Cups I wanted. Came out as my card for the percentage, but this is very clear. This is tail between the legs coming back your way when I pull on that Three of Cups. And that applies for those people that will try to either stay in their little apartment at the airport with the Cheetos, or stay with a husband or wife that they don't like anymore, or a relationship that's causing this Three of Swords, or just a family that dumps a bunch of expectations or choose you over career. It's not going to last long. It's not going to last long. So even if they do that, it can't. I think either way, 98% of you hear from this person. These percentages keep going up. I saw it in the extended reading for the new moon reading that I did the other day. And I know a lot of people saw that extended. The percentage is way up. We're way up from the 87% coming towards you that it used to be. We're well into the mid-90s. It's really, 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 really high. And we saw it again here, for sure. All right, that's your reading. That's the best I can do for you with the current energies that are floating around here. I'm going to dig, and we're going to do some sign readings as the week goes on. I'll do some energy updates for a few signs, and we'll see what's going on. Definitely got to check in with the Leo soap opera. I'm actually very anxious to do that. There's a little bit of the Leo energy in here if any of my Leos are watching. A little bit. I already told you, though. I already warned you. Your person might choose the entitled fuckwit. Okay? I already told you that. But I'll tell you what this reading shows for any of my Leos watching is that even if they do, it's going to go bad very fast. Faster than it normally would. We'll see. We'll see what happens when we pull some energy updates as the week goes on. Hope this reading was helpful. Hope everybody has a good night. Or day. I know you're all in different time zones. For some people it's morning. It's evening here for me. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. Alright. That's your reading. 3 quick cards. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, sure. Yeah. 3 cards.